Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. I am the Maze Madman. Before we get started, hit the like and subscribe button for me and the notification bell so you're aware every time I upload a video. Today, we are talking the aftermath of Michigan landing elite 4-star tight end Brady Prieskorn and 4-star defensive lineman Gerard Smith and what it means going forward. Plus, Michigan has another shot at another offensive lineman on Friday. We'll let you know who that is. He'll be making his college decision and what positions I think Michigan needs to target next. All that, and of course, I'm upset. I love Street Fighter 2. I just really hate saying if only Ken and Ryu. I find it hard to beat. Let's get right into it. Michigan, fresh off the success of pulling an elite tight end and 4-star Brady Prieskorn and landing a 4-star defensive lineman in Gerard Smith, are high on the horse, and the fan base is also celebrating in these Twitter streets, if you will. It's a great time to be a Michigan Wolverine. It's great to be a Michigan Wolverine right now. That being said, the job is not done. Michigan still has a long way to go before National Signing Day, where they can get these guys all on paper and everybody locked and loaded in their positions. That being said, the success has not gone unnoticed amongst the fan base and amongst the other fan bases in college football as well. The other state fan base is melting away as I speak. Lil Bronim is also in shambles. They have reverted to, I don't even know, it's like they are in a different world where they think that they are on the same level as Michigan, especially when it comes to recruiting, which is absurd. And I'm speaking of Lil Bronim at this point. Obviously, the other state recruits high-level talent year in and year out. That being said, what they do with that high-level talent is neither here nor there. We're not going to get into that, though. That's not what we're here for today. Anyway, we are being recognized. Michigan is being recognized around the college world as the new number one, according to 24/7 team rankings. Michigan, as you see here, has the number one team ranking in all of college football. Yesterday, overtaking both Georgia and the other state en route to that number one ranking. I don't know how long Michigan will hold on to it, but hopefully, they hold on to it throughout the duration of this thing. That being said, we need to get into what it is that is next for Michigan. Let's speak a little bit about what Michigan gained yesterday. Obviously, 4-star tight end, in-state tight end, Brady Prieskorn. This is a huge win for Michigan, obviously keeping him away from Lil Bronim and the other state, as well as other top suitors. He was being recruited by a who's who of college football, Georgia, the other state, of course, Lil Bronim, Alabama. The list goes on and on of who wanted Brady Prieskorn on their roster. Of course, everybody did. He is a 6'6", 225-pound beast of a tight end, rated nationally the number 56 player, regardless of position. He is the number 2 tight end in the entire country and the second rated player in the state of Michigan. And he is a Wolverine. So there's that. Moving on from Brady, Gerard Smith Jr. That's important. Gerard Smith Jr., 6'3", 265-pound defensive lineman out of Cheshire, Connecticut, Cheshire Academy. He is the 230th ranked player in the entire country, regardless of position. The 27th ranked defensive lineman and the 4th rated player out of the state of Connecticut. This is his recruitment obviously came down to an unofficial visit, depending on who you listen to, where Mike Elston, the defensive line coach at Michigan, was able to really sway his recruitment from Notre Dame in favor of Michigan. Mike Elston spent some time at Notre Dame as their defensive line coach as well before coming over to Michigan last season. So his recruitment of Gerard Smith was definitely key in landing him. And Gerard Smith is a Wolverine. Now on to what's next. In the immediate future, there is Guarnera, who will be making his college choice on Friday, right? Jake Guarnera out of Florida, 3-star interior offensive lineman, 6'3.5", 290 pounds, rated the 523rd player in the country, regardless of position, the 30th interior offensive lineman, and the 77th rated player out of the state of Florida. He has several crystal balls, 4 to be exact, all of them pointing in the direction of Michigan, which will just add to the strong offensive line haul that Michigan has already developed in the 2024 class. And it doesn't look like they are completely done with offensive linemen, as there are some big targets out there still, mainly being Max Anderson out of Texas. There's Bennett Warren, and also the number 1 offensive tackle in the country, Brandon Baker out of California. Also, Michael Uini is another guy that Michigan has been recruiting. So all of those guys are highly rated, and I'm sure if any of them wanted to give their fealty to Michigan, that Michigan would take them without a doubt. So offensive line is, as far as the recruitment, is winding down because Michigan has taken a bunch of offensive linemen so far. However, there are still some big targets out there, some big fish in the sea, if you will, and Michigan is interested, even if and when Guarnera commits to the Wolverines on Friday. That being said, I think the position that Michigan needs to be focused on next is either linebacker or defensive back. They could probably recruit both at the same time. Obviously, they are recruiting both at the same time. There is a need at wide receiver as well. We'll get into that in a second. But linebacker, let me explain to you linebacker. In the class already, Michigan has Mason Curtis, a 4-star linebacker out of Nashville, Tennessee. He is the 219th ranked player in the country, regardless of position, the 21st ranked linebacker in the country, and the number 2 ranked player out of the state of Tennessee. That being said, Michigan also has Zach Ludwig, a 3-star linebacker out of South Park, Pennsylvania. But Michigan is highly thought of by Jeremiah Beasley, the in-state 4-star out of Belleville High School in Belleville, Michigan, who is also teammates with what may be the most important recruit for Michigan in either class, in either 2024 or 25. He is the teammate of 2025 5-star quarterback Bryce Underwood. So landing Beasley could have further ramifications, not just for this recruiting class, but for the next. And there is Aaron Childs, the 4-star, highly touted linebacker out of Our Lady Good Counsel High School in Olney, Maryland. He is the 75th ranked player in the country, regardless of position, the 6th ranked linebacker, and the number 1 player in the state of Maryland. So Aaron Childs and Jeremiah Beasley both right now have crystal balls to Michigan. Aaron Childs has 4, Jeremiah Beasley has 2. In fact, Jeremiah Beasley just picked up another one late yesterday when Steve Wilfong slipped in a crystal ball in Michigan's favor for Jeremiah Beasley. So I do expect Michigan lands both Aaron Childs and Jeremiah Beasley to probably pair with Mason Curtis in the 2024 class. I don't know if Zach Ludwig sticks it out. However, if he does, obviously he'd be a part of that joining that trio of linebackers in the 2024 class for Michigan. I think this is an important position for Michigan to recruit. You see teams like the other states starting to stack up linebackers over there. Obviously, they are preparing to try and stop Michigan's run game there. They also have a stable of running backs that they think is pretty good. So Michigan being able to counterbalance that and stop the running attack from the other state will be key going forward for future clashes. Before I move on to the next part of this video, make sure you follow the channel, subscribe to the channel, leave your comments in the comment section. What do you think about the next position group that Michigan should be recruiting, or the position group that you think they should be putting emphasis on? Make sure to follow me on Twitter and Instagram and TikTok now at Maze Madman. There is content on all of those platforms. I will be joined later today on the Maze in Blue and Gold show by my guy Ryan Fravel. So make sure you tune in to that. That is at 6 o'clock Eastern time live. It's our only live show of the week. So make sure you tune into that. And I will be on Ryan Fravel's channel, Week 0 Productions, Thursday. Is it this Thursday? It's Thursday, right? The draft is like Thursday, yeah. So tomorrow I'll be on his channel for the draft. Make sure you check me out there for the first round of the NFL draft as I school these guys on everything Michigan and the NFL. So check us out. Anyway, let's get back to regularly scheduled programming. So linebacker is a position of need for Michigan. Obviously, wide receiver is as well. But really fast, let's talk about defensive back. Jacob Odin is Michigan's kind of crown jewel in the defensive backfield so far in the 2024 class, and he's been really holding it down and doing his part in recruiting as well. So Jacob Odin, a 4-star out of the state of Michigan, the 166th ranked player nationally, 15th ranked safety, and the 4th ranked player in the state of Michigan, is a 6'1", 188-pound safety out of Harper Woods, Michigan, Harper Woods High School. He is 7-on-7 teammates with one Boo Carter, another defensive back out of Tennessee who Michigan highly covets, who I do think may be swaying towards Michigan. I do think he has crystal balls right now, though, for Tennessee. We'll see how that one works out and shakes out. However, Jacob is also really close with Glenville High School 4-star cornerback Bryce West. Bryce West was really high on Michigan after visiting, but since then he's visited Ohio State. He also goes to a high school that is like an Ohio State factory as far as churning out talent for the other state. I've now said Ohio State 3 times, including this one, and we know that is a no-no on this channel. However, you know what I meant. Bryce West attends a high school that is a factory for the other state in terms of churning out talent there. So the thought is that he will be an other state lean. I don't think that is wrong at this time. At first, I would have thought that Michigan had a real shot at this. I'll keep you posted if anything changes. That being said, there is another cornerback in the state of Ohio, Springfield, Ohio, actually, and he is the number 1 player in the state of Ohio, and that is Aaron Scott, the 4-star cornerback out of Springfield, who, if you look at his Twitter account, has been liking an awful lot of the happenings and goings on in Michigan. It's even said he did a recent interview where he alluded to the fact that he doesn't like that people assume that he is going to the other state. He also has multiple crystal balls in for the other state. I do think Michigan has a shot here, and if they really press the gas, may be able to get Aaron Scott in Ann Arbor. I think that he is friends with a lot of the guys currently in the class and other guys that are hovering around the class. And if Michigan really wanted to press the gas, they could and potentially land Aaron Scott. So look out for that one. Right now, he is an Ohio State or an other state lean, but I do think the door is not shut for Michigan. In fact, I think the door has been left open, actually, and Michigan can walk through given the proper nudge. Moving on from defensive back, let's talk about wide receiver. Obviously, Amarian Stewart has been a Michigan lean for a long time now, over a year, really. And with the addition of Jaden Davis, I think that really helped Amarian Stewart. He probably wants to see Michigan throw the ball more. We know that. Hopefully this recruitment doesn't go long into the season. I don't even know if it will make it to the season, but if it does, that would be the reason why, in my opinion. In fact, as far as wide receiver goes, I think a lot of the guys would probably want to see what Michigan does in terms of throwing the football this season. So that's a position that there hasn't been a lot of movement on in terms of getting recruits to commit. And I think part of that is because of the offense that they've seen over the past several years under Jim Harbaugh. It is time to change. I understand Michigan is bringing back both Blake Corum and Donovan Edwards. And the idea is that they're bringing both of those guys back because both of those guys are going to get a lot of touches. And I even understand that. Either Michigan has to score 50 points a game to be able to sustain both Donovan and Blake as well as JJ in the pass game, or there's going to have to be some changes in the offense to allow for a more even split of run pass. So which will it be? I don't know, but I do know that change has to come either in the form of scoring all the points or in the form of balance. Whatever it is, it has to be one or the other. But speaking of those receivers, there's Amarian Stewart. We've talked about he's a 4-star out of the state of Illinois. He's very high on Michigan. Michigan covets him. He's a great route runner. We've seen his film over and over on the channel. He's excellent. We know it. Then there's Channing Goodwin, a Michigan legacy player. His father played for Michigan. He attends Providence Day School along with 5-star quarterback Jaden Davis out of Charlotte, North Carolina, Providence Day School. They are teammates, and they have another teammate, Jordan Shipp, another 4-star receiver out of Providence Day, who is also high on Michigan, but Michigan is battling North Carolina more than likely for his recruitment. I do think at the end of the day, Channing Goodwin is a Wolverine and will be a Wolverine. I think Amarian Stewart is a Wolverine and will be a Wolverine. Whether or not Michigan is able to land Jordan Shipp or not is still in the air. There's Michael Gilbert, who is also set to make his decision on May 2nd, but that looks like he's going to Notre Dame. He is also out of North Carolina, out of Charlotte, North Carolina. And again, that looks like he's going to go to Notre Dame, but it doesn't stop there because the two receivers I'm most excited about, I haven't even mentioned yet. And one of them is right in the state of Michigan in the backyard, River Rouge. And that is Nick Marsh, a former Lil Bronim commit. He has since decommitted from Michigan State, and he is somebody I think Michigan has to get. He's a 6'3" receiver who makes crazy acrobatic catches. He has good speed, great route running. He is someone that I think could be a wide receiver 1 for Michigan. You couple that with a guy who may be the fastest guy in the country out of Iowa, of all places, Gatlin Bear, another 4-star who is rated top 50 in the class, regardless of position. The number 1 player in the state of Iowa, of course, right? Like the number 4 rated receiver. And I think both those guys, Michigan has a real shot with, a really good shot with. And if Michigan can close with either or both of those guys, hopefully it's both, then Michigan would be in fantastic shape in terms of landing a top 5, top 3, maybe even a top 1 recruiting class. If not, then, obviously there's the fallback. And I don't even want to say fallback because I think Amarian Stewart will be a part of that anyway. I think Channing Goodwin will be part of that anyway. But there are other receivers out there that Michigan can go after and will go after. I have been talking to you for a long time on this video. I understand that. But we have reached that time in the video where I must bid you adieu. But before I do, I got to give out these Triple M shout-outs. And I got to start today with Marley Dill. Thank you very much for your continued support, Marley. You are officially a mad woman. Shout out to you, Marley Dill. Thank you. Second on the list today is a Michigan and Dolphins fan. You are officially a madman. Thank you for your continued support. And last but certainly not least, Dom Naps. You are officially a madman. I appreciate your continued support. Be sure to follow me on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, @MazeMadman. Like and subscribe to the channel. Comment below. What do you think Michigan does at wide receiver? What do you think Michigan does at linebacker? What do you think Michigan does in terms of the offensive line? Who do you think is next other than Guarnera? Because that looks like it's going to be the next commit for Michigan. What would you like to see? Are you a fan of Gatlin Bear? Are you a fan of Nick Marsh? Are you a fan of Channing Goodwin? Let me know all of that in the comment section. And until next time, stay angry, my friends, because I'm upset.
Ladies and gentlemen, this might be our best season ever. My ratings